Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Two people have been treated in hospital after their vessel capsized in rough conditions in Port Stephens. Marine Rescue received a mayday call to waters just off Fingal Light early yesterday morning, only 6 hours after a marathon tow of a 9-metre motor cruiser with fuel problems through strong winds and mountainous seas. They found two people in the water, one with a broken leg and the other with cuts to their arms and legs. The pair were brought back to shore where a waiting ambulance took them to hospital. A woman has suffered multiple leg fractures and a nasty quad bike crash at Mount Thorley. Emergency services and the Hunters Westpac rescue helicopter were called to a rural property just after midday yesterday when they found the machine had lost traction and overturned, throwing the woman into a dam. The 62-year-old was treated at the scene before being flown to the John Hunter Hospital in a stable condition. 5 Hunter medical projects have received a share in $150,000 worth of grants thanks to the Children's Health Foundation. The projects focus on diverse areas, including early detection of autism, treatment for children's leukemia, and how physical activity during pregnancy affects the child's neurodevelopment. Immune health researcher Dr. Henry Gomez says the funding is essential for local researchers.
The grant that I've been awarded, looks at how iron status during pregnancy affects children's health, not only in their infants, but as they grow into adulthood. So, it's incredibly important.
A 59-year-old cyclist from Scone has died after falling off his bike during a group ride at the weekend. Police were called to Upper Dartbrook, about 16 kilometres northwest of Scone, around 7:30 on Saturday morning. They were told the man was on a regular ride with a group of cyclists when his bike slipped while crossing a culvert and he fell, hitting his head. His cycling colleagues started CPR until police and paramedics arrived, but he couldn't be revived and died at the scene. The Hunters trains are running free of industrial action this morning, but commuters have to pay. The government has successfully averted major industrial action after reaching a deal with the rail union. The enterprise agreement still needs to be finalised in the Fair Work Commission, with the process to begin this week. Meanwhile, Pacific National freight and coal trains are back on the tracks after train crew and the company reached an in-principle agreement for a new enterprise deal. It means the company will no longer threaten worker lockouts. The Women's Pro Surf Fest has awarded a local Hunter business focusing on education resources around Indigenous culture the competition's naming rights. Speaking in Colour will also throw its label behind a grassroots crowdfunding campaign. Founder Cherie Johnson says she hopes to empower people to embrace Indigenous culture.
We work with organisations to help them understand how to do this cultural educational journey along the wave. Every journey is different for every organisation. So we focus on strengths-based. We focus on a unique fit for every organisation and every workplace because, the fact is every organisation and culture and workplace is different.
2NURFM Sport.
The Jets A-League women have grabbed their first win in 11 months, defeating Western Sydney Wanderers 4-2 at Tamworth. US import Sarah Griffith grabbed a hat-trick with her third coming through a header. Tara Andrews scoring off a corner less than 10 minutes later. Forward Murphy Agnew told the 10 network it was a huge result.
Especially after last week's loss, it was just nice to come out and get 3 points, especially since we were visiting Tamworth, so it was a bit of a trip and just a nice win for the community.
Knights hooker Temple Kalepo looks to be on track to making a return to the playing field in 2023 after a hamstring injury. Yet to make his NRL debut, he could replace backup number 9 Chris Randall, who's linked with the move to the Gold Coast. And in cricket, Newcastle are set to play Central Coast in next month's New South Wales Country Championships final. The men's 50-over final will be played at number 1 Sports Ground on December 11. That's sport. I'm Jordan Regnis.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 12, 14, 22, 29, 31 and 45, and the supplementaries are 11 and 36. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.